confuse you lot every day. And it adds up on the head. I see Swarmz cussing me out. Well, he didn't cuss me out. He's a clout chaser. A rapper who was a one-hit wonder. Yeah? Yesterday when I was on live with Millie, how many people in here? Let me tell you something. I don't know why he's talking about me, right? Because yesterday when I was on live with Millie, he tried to say I was chatting him. Was anybody in that live yesterday? Nobody spoke about this man. Nobody spoke about him. He said I was chatting him yesterday. Because he follows me on TikTok. So I had to DM him and tell him about himself. Yeah? He was like, everybody's been telling me you've been chatting me yesterday. I said, excuse me, what? I said, no one spoke about you. It was all about Millie's relationship with Daniel. No one even said your name. So clearly you're looking for a clout right now. Is it because your music is shit? You went from being an artist to go be a professional boxer and still ain't won the world championship? You ain't won shit. You seem to, you're so invested in the nitty TikTok world that you've now joined the nitty TikTok. You're being friends with little youths. Little youths. Before, you're meant to be out here fighting niggas who are your age group that wants to fight you. But instead you're following Daniel around and you're more invested about Cheyenne and Daniel and Millie. I told him about himself, baby. You can't read me. You're talking about my relationship with me and my mum. Darling, has your mum ever treated you like shit since you was a little boy? I'm happy you love your mother. I'm happy you love your mum, Swarmz. Cherish her. Because not every parent is meant to be a parent. Not everybody out here has a good upbringing. Not everybody out here respects their parents because what their parents have put them through as a young child growing up. So the fact that you love your mum, I'm happy for you, babe. I really am. But you can't speak on my relationship with her because you don't know what I went through from being a little girl growing up. You don't know shit. Okay? So when you feel like you ate or you read me because you're telling me to, my relationship with my mum is like this and my relationship with my mum is like that. Bro, your mum never took the piss out of you when you was a child. Your mum never treated you like shit out of all your siblings. You never had to tell your mum that at the age of 13, 14, a man forced you to suck his dick and took advantage of you as a little girl and you had no choice. And your mum looked in your face and told you you was lying. You never been through trauma like me, bro. So I don't need anybody to tell me I don't like the way Renee speaks to her mum. Brother, you lot don't come from my pain. You lot don't know my struggles. You lot don't know what I go through mentally. Do you understand? You don't know what that woman has put me through. And I try every time to have a good relationship with her, but it just doesn't work out. So nobody can't speak on my dynamics with my mother because you don't know the ins and you do not know the outs. Okay? Talking shit. I'm glad you love your mum. But your mum never raised a good boy, did she? Let's not forget about that makeup artist that you took advantage of. Yeah? A couple years ago when a makeup artist called Rfabulous that used to do my makeup. Talk about how you treated her. Talk about how you treated her. You treated her like shit. But your mum raised a good boy, didn't she? You're out here showing your DICK to Cheyenne. You're out here moving like a porn star. What kind of man did your mum raise? Idiot. Just looking for a moment, talking about, oh, I was talking about him. No one was talking about you, darling. 3.5k people was in the live yesterday. No one spoke about this little waste man. You just want attention so bad. You need to Let me tell you what video he's talking about. He's talking about the video where I'm on a bed at Dolly's house and it's crushed velvet. The headboard's crushed velvet. I told him to go and fight ambush and come at my live. You know why? Because he came into my live talking rubbish. He always comes into my live talking rubbish. And I told him, you should be more focused on ambush than you're focused on me, sweetheart. That video was done how many weeks ago? How many weeks ago was that video done, when I was laying on the bed and the headboard is crushed velvet? How many weeks ago was that video? Why are you replying to me now when you was in that live? There's no excuses. He was in the live when I made that remark about him going to fight ambush, and he was laughing. He was doing laughing emoji in the comment section. Right? He never had an issue with that. That was what, 3.5 weeks ago? We're in a whole new month. That was in July. But he's saying, oh, I was talking about him yesterday. No, I wasn't talking about you yesterday, darling. Me and Millie never said your name. Nobody mentioned your name. I don't see no rapper on TikTok invested in little kids' drama. I don't see no rapper on TikTok. Before you hit the studio and go try and make another banger, you're invested in nitties. Like, come on. You couldn't even stop the car and come out the car and face ambush. But you wouldn't have energy for me. But you're the same one begging me to host for your concert. Make it make sense. Confused.
But George, we just visited the lake. We'll go back next month.
Like, you have all this energy for females. The same way you treat that girl in South London like shit. Look at all these girls that you took advantage of and you treat them like shit. Don't let me bust up everything, bruv. Just kind of want to get the girl involved. Because she's healed from your trauma. He wants views. I don't know what his issue is. That's what I just said to you, Simply London. I ain't done nothing to the man. I just woke up and seen he done a video. He was talking about me. And I don't know why. And then he sent me a video in my DM saying I was chatting him. I said, what?
But he couldn't find his friends either.
This was in July. We're in August and you're talking to me about July. And I said, stop playing smart. You was in the live when I said that remark about ambush. When I said you need to go fight ambush, darling. Because he came into my live running his mouth talking shit. I don't know if you don't remember that day. I was at Dolly's house. He came into my live talking shit. So I replied back and said, go fight ambush. Whatever. That was last month. This is a whole new month. He's making it seem like I was on social media yesterday talking about him when I was on live with Millie. Nobody was talking about him. Nobody mentioned that man's name. He just wants to be the topic.
Just like my caterpillar changed into a butterfly. See?
He's bored.
The tadpoles were right here all the time. They had just been, well, growing up.
Can you eat the fries, Miracle, and stop eating the sauce? Yeah, but you're eating the ketchup. You're not really eating the... Eat it then. Bite it and eat it. If you're only going to eat the ketchup, I'm going to take it away from you. Thank you.
I'll be home later. Remember, no bothering the new neighbor who is not an elephant.
Look at her little toy. It's so cute.
The new neighbor was
McDonald's always coming out with some stuff.
had an elephant. George felt very misunderstood. Why, the elephant must have gone out too.
Yeah, she does answer that. Listen, a lot of you lot don't like how I speak to my mum. But respectfully, I don't really care how you lot feel. You're my support or not. You lot will not understand, and you lot will never understand. And I have deep pain that I need therapy about. You understand? I need to seek help. I need to seek counselling.